Hello and welcome back. Today we're just gonna be playing Killing Floor 2. Yeah, that's the game I'm playing, and talking about a movie. So yeah, I'll stop rambling and we'll get right into it. Thank y'all for chilling, by the way, as always. Wow, I feel so slow. I haven't played KF2 in a couple of weeks. Hold on, hold on. Remember the mouse. Oh shit. All right. Yeah, fuck you. All right. Oh my god, this feels odd. Sorry. I've been playing lots of Far Cry, mostly 3 and 5. I know it probably doesn't, like, who really gives a fuck. Those are really good games, though, by the way. If you haven't played any of those older Far Cry games, play them. Very good. And also, Space Marine 2 will be the next video. And yeah, I have been kind of putting it off a little bit because I hate the next fucking mission. I feel obligated to play all of them. And then after I play all of them at least once, then I can, do whatever I want. That's the way I kind of like look at it, you know what I mean? What movie did you watch, moron? Is probably what you guys are saying. Like, get on with it. Um, have you ever heard of the movie, the 2007 banger, starring none other than Jim Carrey, right? The number 23. I remember watching it once when I was about 17 when it came out. I rented it with my girlfriend at the time. There wasn't much movie watching, so I really did not. I couldn't remember what it was really about. I mean, I knew what it was about, but I didn't know what was going to happen. You know? I do remember Jim Carrey being not Jim Carrey and kind of being, what would you call it? It's not like overacting, and it's not like, what would you call it? It feels weird. Like he's trying to be edgy. You know what I mean? But I guess he had a real good time making the movie because back in '07, he really didn't do anything other than comedies, So that's pretty cool. But anyway, my dumbass will get on with it. Anyway, the movie starts with, it's Jim Carrey. He's got that like mid 2000s emo haircut kind of going on with him. You know what I mean? If you were into like those bands back in the day, you'd probably like that. That haircut was on a lot of album covers. I mean, maybe not album covers, but a lot of those bands had that haircut. Let's just say. So he really took that whole angsty thing to the next level. But anyway, he's a dog catcher, or what is it? Animal control. And it's, what is it? It starts around like it's like his birthday, which is February 3rd. Hey, me and him got something in common. That may or may not be my birthday or around my birthday or whatever, because we just had birthday week not too long ago, which was short and pathetic. Sorry, next year will be better. But anyway, he's like at the end of his shift, and it goes back to like a regrettable moment on like the Christmas party for his work, right? Well, the dispatcher came on to him at their party, right? His wife got sick, so his wife couldn't go with, and they had a cake or whatever, and he felt obligated to go to the party just to bring the cake and yada yada. I don't know. Well, he stayed, and then the dispatch lady tried, getting with him in a really awkward, weird way. She called herself a bitch or something like that. I don't know. They're weird people. I don't know. If you're into that kind of thing, I'm not trying to shame, but. I guess it's just the phrasing at the time and the party. If you watch it, you'll probably cringe a little bit too. Oh yeah, by the way, there will be some spoilers, but I'll try not to ruin the entire movie. If you're at all familiar with my videos at all, I'm kind of an idiot that just, I just talk about the movie. It's pretty vague. Sometimes it's spot on. Sometimes I'm also a stoner, so I'm trying. I'm not trying to be that hugely monstrously produced whatever YouTuber. There's plenty of people that you can go and watch for deep dives and all that other shit. I'm here to just have fun and hang out with you, you know what I mean? We're on the same level. I'm not better than you, alright? Actually, no YouTuber is better than you. Remember that. But anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, he was at the end of his shift. It was literally like 2 minutes until the end of his shift, and she's just like, well, I got a call. You're gonna go. You're gonna go and take care of it. She's vindictive. He goes, and it's a dog at a Chinese joint, like in the back of a Chinese restaurant, just not wanting to leave. It's a stray dog, and well, the dog, he says like some funny anecdote, I don't know, about like a dog being taken in by a Chinese restaurateur, and and the whole joke is, Chinese people eat dogs, ha ha ha. I don't know if that's true, but I don't know. Whatever. I'm not here to debate that one. Anyway, well, he does that, and he's spacing out on the dog's name, Ned. I can't really remember the significance of it. See? Go watch the movie yourself. Anyway. He spaces out on that, and he has that loop thing. What is it, that like, the stick with the loop on it that you can, you put around the dog's neck, He had that on the dog already, but, like, as he's looking at the dog's name, he gets complacent and gets bit. The dog gets away. And then, therefore, he's late to meet his wife for his birthday or whatever. It did a time jump, I don't know. I think I said that. It starts on his birthday, I think, the night of his birthday, right? The day of his birthday. And then it does a time go back to the Christmas party where it's regrettable, and then it goes back to his birthday where he gets bit by a dog, and then he's late to meet his wife. And then now this is when the movie kind of starts. Sorry for like being me. Oh, keeps the area secure. All right. Okay. So while his wife is waiting, because he's all late and stuff because being bit by a dog and all that fun junk. Sorry, I'm kind of like mapping it out too in my head. The video and this, or what I'm going to say and this. Sorry, but and sorry if I'm yelling a little bit. I'm trying to get my audio better. I don't know. Anyway, that's beside the point. Well, his wife is waiting there. She's by a bookstore, and sure as shit, there's a book there, like facing her. A red book, bright red book, kind of beat up, worn down. It says the number 23. And what was the? What do you call it? The line. It's a book of obsession and insanity or something like that. I don't even remember. By Top Secrets. I'll see if I can't put it on the screen how it's spelled. But it's Top Secrets. Top Secrets is the haha, wordplay. Anyway, yeah. So she thought it would be a great idea to get it for him for his birthday. Get a book. I don't know. Apparently, before all of this, he was completely normal. Just think about it that way. Even though the way they met was kind of sus. We'll get to that. Where the hell? There you is. There you is. I knew it. Hold that. Eat these. Call me in the morning. Well, the book, he starts reading the book, and it starts off with just like the author saying, this isn't my real name. I can't remember, damn it. What was the, Hold on. I never do this, but... Oh, Fingerling? I think the name was Fingerling, because it was from a book. He was just like, I'm not going to give you my real name, yada yada, so you call me Fingerling. It's supposed to be, he's a detective, and, I don't know. It's a story about, like, it's a confession, supposed to be, I guess. But, oh my god. I was like, something happened here. All these Zeds are getting in my way. I'm trying to kill the big boy. Aw. Damn it. I can't catch my brain. Hold on. Okay. So it's pretty much just like, so the author's pretty much saying, put yourself in my shoes, essentially. You know what I mean? Like, be a self-insert. So the whole thing takes place from the perspective of the detective, right? But it's Jim Carrey in his shoes, right? And it's like, it reminds me of like a, what would you call it? Like The Spirit or Sin City-esque, when it's in that like world or whatever, you know what I mean? When it's that Jim Carrey, when it's the detective, the book Jim, like it it changes like that perspective. He's darker. He's got tattoos. I don't know. It's kind of neat how it works. It's funny seeing Jim Carrey that way though, because you expect it to be like more of a parody, but it's not. Anyway. Oh, yeah. All right. Reload. Catch brain. All right. So he starts reading the book, and well, the detective is at a crime scene. I can't remember exactly what the scene was, but there's this chick that comes up. She's one of them types, you know, ones that you want to stay away from. Well, you know, she's that thrill seeker. He's a detective, murder. There's murder there. There's, you know, death, that kind of shit. You know, she gets off on it. So, you know, he like falls in love with this chick. You know, bad move. Yeah, the guy also in the book explains his childhood, and certain things happen that it's just all kind of lining up with, you know, real. Oh, excuse me. And it's all kind of just like lining up with what the real Jim Carrey, like what real world Jim. I can't distinguish the two. Okay, well, there's Jim and Fingerling. How about we just do it that way then? Or book Jim. I don't know. We'll go back and forth. You know me. If you don't, welcome. Hit the sub button. Anyway. Anyway. He starts realizing that there's like a lot of odd similarities. Like there's one like story of like his neighbor having a dog that would always get into his yard, and like he was like his mom's little, what would you call it, like he would run the dog off, you know. That's how he kind of got inspired to be a dog catcher or an animal control person, right, in real life, you know, like the real life Jim, like that's what inspired him. And in the book, that's what inspired him to be a detective or whatever, I guess. He liked helping people, you know. He realized that I think that's what the whole connection was, is he realized doing that, he realized that he liked fixing things and helping people, yada yada. I think that's what the case was. Hot dog. Oh, maintains the area security. Where? Look, you. Okay, what was I saying? I like how they can just open the doors in this one, but they just can't at all in the third one. Anyway. Oh, shit. Fuck, what was I saying? He's starting to see, like, dangerous similarities. Like, there's a difference between, like, coincidence and the stuff that he's noticing, right? Like, they're, like, mirror images, him and this top secrets, you know? Oh wow, there's like a fucking corner area you can just chill it if you're that like confident in yourself. Oi. Fuck you, bro. Trying to kill the real dangerous pricks. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Alright, let's go. Oh, fuck you. Alright, catch your brain. Holy crap. I haven't been able to get like anything out. Well, he's trying to like talk to his wife about, they have a son, by the way. I think he's supposed to be, I don't know, like the events of like when they first met was like 13 years prior or something like that. And the kid's supposed to be around that age, I think, but he seems to be older. I don't know. Maybe it's a casting thing. Maybe it was a casting problem. But he's like explaining it to his wife, and she's all like writing it off as like it being just coincidence, obviously, you know. You know, maybe they're the same age, yada yada yada. Certain things lining up, whatever. Well, like the detective eventually gets to, a I guess a story, a case of his that changed his life. Well, there was this like blonde chick, fucking smoking hot, smoking hot, but she's going crazy. Like, he was called in to help her because she was gonna, you know, off herself, and she's going crazy because of a family curse. and it's, she saw her dad off herself, and because of this, and it's because of the number 23. All right, time to bang this one out. Well, the wife has a doctor friend, and I did a 30 Days a Night video. It's the actor is the same as the like head vampire in that movie. If you haven't seen that movie, so I don't know. I always like knowing, being able to visualize. I guess the actor, if you can, if you can, I guess. But anyway, he does a pretty good job with it. But like, there's a correlation that's gonna happen that makes things just like shit hit the fan. Well, after the whole thing. Well, hold on, we still haven't finished the smoking hot chick, right? Well, he talks to her for a while, right? And you think that everything's okay. He leaves, and he's at the bottom of the build, like right outside her building at the ground level. And like he's walking, he's just like, I actually feel good leaving, or whatever. I think he said something like that. And then as he says that, she fucking falls right in front of him. She killed herself. And it was pretty good how like she's laying like on her stomach with her like looking at him, but like half of her head is gone. Like it's like in the ground, but it's not in the ground. She's just her head face is just devastated essentially. That being the case in real life, but it is effective. And then the number, oh shit, the number essentially just takes a hold of him next. So he starts to go crazy, and then like he gets a leave of absence from his work, so then his like thrill-seeking crazy girlfriend that he's in love with for some reason starts cheating on him with someone who is like the doctor, right, that I just mentioned, the wife's friend. That's the same like person in his head that he's using. And so she starts having an affair with him. Well, there's like there was a fight, saying that the chick saying that like she never loved him, to Jim, to book Jim, fingerling, and he goes crazy, stabs her to death, and then frames the doctor guy because he was coming over, and they have like she liked it rough, so he thought that she was in bed, left the knife on the ground. He picked up the knife, he got the print on, you know what I mean. So he got framed, and then that's how essentially it worked. And then the guy, book Jim, goes crazy. Goes and starts writing the book, right, and then it ends with him standing on a ledge, and then there's like a bunch of empty pages at the end of the book. Yeah, well, let's see here. The entire time in like the real world or whatever, the not book Jim, he's kind of going crazy. He's getting obsessed with the number 23. His wife's getting concerned while his son kind of believes him. So there's that kind of dynamic going on, but because he's a good dude. He's like a good dad and everything like that. It's like, oh, shit. So like his son, I don't know. You got to watch the movie. I'm not like doing it a justice at all. I never do. But, yeah, so his wife's getting more and more concerned. So like, I don't know, there's something, she ends up going to an asylum. Like there's like oh wait, they try to find the author, and it ends up they use the P.O. box, track the guy down. The guy ends up ending himself because of it, right? But they find a address at the end, like two pages are stuck together in the book, and they find an address. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, and it ended up being the address for an asylum. Well, you find out that Jim, that the smoking hot blonde chick was pretty much in him out like a him, like he was going crazy. It was a curse from his dad. His dad offed himself in front of him. I don't know. It was pretty cool how they like worked it in, how that ended up being the case, right? Woo. But then that's just part of it, right? Because like, I don't know, the whole thing is the asylum is because Jim wrote the book. Jim Carrey wrote, that's why it was so similar, is because his character, that was his book. He wrote it. It was his confession for something that he did out of like, a jealous rage or whatever. Well, a crime of passion, I guess you can call it. Because this chick he was messing around with, they got like, it was a heated sexual relationship, whatever, and she was just in it for that. She started having an affair with like her professor or something like that. Oh, jeez. And he found out about it, went crazy. He confronted her. She sliced him with a knife and called him a pussy and all this other shit. Like I never loved you and all this crap. And then he stabbed her to death. And then he proceeded to do the same, like frame the professor the same way he framed the doctor in his book. I don't know if that makes any. If I've explained it well at all, you should know what I'm talking about. But anyway, like his wife goes to an asylum. The way they find this all out, she goes to an asylum that he was at because he jumped. He's the one that tried offing himself. Like where the smoking hot chick succeeded, he failed. So. He ended up living, but he had amnesia, and he was pretty much brought back up in that hospital. This doctor read this book, and that was the guy that was at the P.O. box that offed himself. I don't know. You got to watch the movie. It all ties together so well. Yeah, she goes to the asylum, which is like closed down, because asylums are all fucking, closed down. And she finds a box with his name on it, brings it home, confronts him about it. The doctor comes and explains stuff, and I don't know, like he had amnesia. He didn't know that he did all this stuff, because like when he left the hospital, he's like leaving the hospital, and he ends up running into her, and she's carrying like pastries or something like that in a box, like a baker's box. And that's how they met, at the outside of a hospital, and that was like 13 years prior to the events of the movie or something like that. So I don't know. It ends up being, let's see here. He like he goes crazy, pushes his family away after he realizes he's like a monster. All right, cool. I was praying it wasn't going to be Matriarch, but he could still corner me and fuck my world, so we got to keep on a path. Anyway, so he goes to this hotel room, room 23. Oh shit. And he finds out, oh no, like I said, he finds out that he wrote the book like on the walls in there. So he starts ripping up the fucking the wallpaper and shit like that, and then you get the last chapter of the book, which is like pretty much his confession. Oh my goodness. Oh jeez. So you pretty much just get the end of the book. I don't know. Which, like I said, it's like his confession. So I don't know. But let's see here. Like I say, I wanted you guys to. I'll ruin it, but I'll try not to ruin it enough to where you don't. You can still watch it and enjoy it. He goes to end up like offing himself, but like his kid was there and told that, like said, yelled for him, so he realized that like. He doesn't want to be like him and his. Like, how did I not do this one on hard? Fuck you, motherfucker. Oh, God. Come on. Yeah. Fuck you, boy. Fuck you. You my bitch. Yeah. Yeah, bitch. And I'm out of money. Well, to finish it up, he decides to just do the right thing. He turns himself in. And the judge went lenient, or whatever, was lenient on him because he turned himself in, even though it was like 13 years. I don't know. And I guess with enough character witnesses, I don't know. They don't say how long he's going to be in there for, but they end up, because what it was is the woman's body was never found. Which I think is kind of weird how that worked, because the guy was framed, right? And then the body, like, I don't understand how that worked. I got to watch it again, because if the guy was framed for the murder, right? But then Jim in both stories hid the body of the woman. I don't know. There's holes. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know. You got to watch the movie. But anyway, he turns himself in. The guy that was in there is out. They end up having a proper funeral for the woman because the bones were found. You got to watch the movie. I left out some stuff. But I don't know. So anyway, it ends with him being in jail, but it's on a high note of him like repenting and yada yada. He shouldn't be in there very long. His family's still close to him. It's a happy ending for what it is, But I don't know. It was better than I thought it was. Like I said, there's some holes in it, but I don't know. Maybe I gotta watch it again. But anyway, I don't know. Hopefully you enjoyed it. but but anyway, if you stuck around this long, I really appreciate you. I don't know. Have you seen it? What's your favorite like serious movie by a comedian? You know what I mean? Like what was there was like that Will Smith movie. What was it? Fucking something of happiness, right? I can't remember. And then there's like that Adam Sandler where he's that Adam Sandler one where his like a what is it like his wife or something died in 9/11. I don't know. There's like you know what I mean. There's a lot of movies out there that are like way too serious for the actor acting in it, and it's kind of hard to take serious, but it ends up being kind of good. I don't know. I've been kind of looking for shit like that outside the box, but like I like you know me, I like thriller, horror, suspense. Like this has kind of got a little bit of everything. It's not really horror. I mean, I guess the number 23 taking a hold of you is some sort of that can be interpreted as some sort of psychological type of horror. So, but I don't know. Maybe that's just a reach. But anyway, I'll stop ranting and rambling and let you get on with your day or night. If you would just please consider doing all the things that YouTube likes and that I appreciate very, very much. Thank you so much for hanging out. It really does mean the world to me. I know I say that all the time, but you know, if I didn't mean it, I wouldn't say it, and I really do appreciate every single one of you. But anyway, you have a good one, and I will catch you on the next one.